I'm obviously I'm a Giant fan. That Stylebender fight, how crazy was that?
Really crazy,
dude.
man.
The way he responded to that loss is better than anybody ever. The dude shows up at the press conference with a fucking fur coat like a king, with his dope ass watch on, and just says he got me. You know, I mean, he basically said,
right,
the hunter is now the hunted. I'm coming after him. I'm going to find a way to beat that dude. I was on my way to beating him, and he got me. And he was honest about all of it, about how Pereira landed a bunch of calf kicks early on, and it fucked up his leg, and he couldn't move right.
Nerve.
Yeah.
It was impressive how Izzy said, in the moment I thought it was a bad stoppage, but then my coach and my manager, they said it was fine, and I trust them, and so it's all good. And I could see where Izzy would be like upset about it, is all.
I could see where he would be upset about it too, and I could see where other fights have gone on longer.
Right.
And they have, but it's a subjective call, and Mark Goddard is one of the very best in the world.
For sure.
He's top 2 or 3. He might be number 2. You know, I think Herb Dean's number 1. You know, and, you know, Big John McCarthy doesn't ref anymore. He was always in that same spot. It's like there's a few guys that are the elite of referees, and Mark Goddard is surely right there. Very few bad calls or even questionable calls. I don't think I've ever seen him make a bad call.
Right. To your point, I think that Izzy just handled that
like a fucking king.
Up to that point, it was probably one of your best performances. I mean, does that make this one like maybe even a little more difficult because it was such a phenomenal performance until that point?
No, really. That's why I said I'm grateful. I'm proud. My team's proud of me. Yeah, like respectfully, fuck all this shit. Fuck everybody else. It's all about my team.
You spoke about that you felt okay when the fight was stopped. Do you think that it should have been stopped in that moment?
Fuck. My ego would say, at least let me go out of my shield, but I don't think I would have gone out because I was still there. You know, I've seen worse stoppages. Fucking bring back Steve Mazzagatti. Bring back Steve Mazzagatti. I would have been fine, and I would have been, you know, he might have won that round, but I'd still be champion.
He was saying, bring back Steve Mazzagatti. Because Steve Mazzagatti was a referee that was like famous for letting fights go way too long.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
That was like in Brazil. Was that him?
I don't know. I don't know which fight you're talking about.
Yeah, there was some really, really bad one.
There was some. Really... Well, I think that was Mario Yamasaki. Who
Yeah.
He doesn't do them for the UFC anymore either. But Mazzagatti was kind of famous for that, for whatever reason, whether it's justified or not. But it was just hilarious.
Yeah.
That Izzy was saying, bring back Steve Mazzagatti. And then he went on Andrew Schultz's podcast on Monday.
I thought what you did with Rogan was so brave.
Yeah,
I thought it was so brave.
That was like the alley-oop.
Yeah, but you could get the most criticism. And I'll tell you this, I don't know if you've spoken.
Cancel me.
There we go. I don't know if you and Rogan spoke, but I was talking to him about it, and he said it made him tear up, man.
And Dana, I had a question for you around Joe Rogan. There's been a lot of controversy with him.
First off, let me take this one. Hold up. I'm black. I can take this one. Look.
Okay. What were...
No. There's a lot of cunts in this game. There's a lot of snakes in this game. I've been in this fight game since 2008. And Joe Rogan is one of the nicest, coolest, humble motherfuckers I've had the pleasure of working with. Understand that. And you know, it's just, fuck the noise, man. You know what they're trying to do. You can't control the man, and he's got the biggest platform in the world right now. So that's my nigga, Joe Rogan. Fuck the noise.
Yep.
Yeah. It's fucking the game they play, man.
Yep.
You know, I mean, Izzy knocked a lot of fucking people unconscious.
Yep.
Izzy, put it on everybody in the division. And the thing is, like, when you are a specialist, like if your specialty is wrestling and then all of a sudden you're facing an Olympic gold medalist, you're like, fuck. Because, like, there's people that are better than you at your specialty.
Right.
And at least on paper, Alex Pereira is one of the best kickboxers of all time. I still think Izzy is technically a better striker because Izzy is just he's so clever and sophisticated, and he doesn't have the kind of power that Pereira has.
Ni hao. I am the Black Dragon. I was born in Nigeria. I grew up in New Zealand, but I have lived in China, so I've embraced the Chinese culture. I feel it is destiny. My teacher, Sifu Lin Zhenchuan, came from China, and he has been teaching Chinese Kung Fu in New Zealand for almost 50 years. I've known Sifu Lin since I was a teenager. He's not only shown me Chinese Kung Fu, but he's shown me a lot about Chinese culture and protocol. Bruce Lee, the Shaolin monks in the Shaolin Temple have always inspired me coming up because I used to watch them on TV as a kid. And whenever I train, sometimes I visualize myself in those characters and it always pushes me. And anytime I ever heard about it, I always thought I wanted to come to China and see for myself. And I finally have. One day I finally got the chance to fight in Roman film. And my life, my destiny was big changes forever. It was awesome.
Seeing a guy like this that was a top flight kickboxer make his way into MMA. I reached out to Izzy before he ever fought in the UFC. I saw him fight in kickboxing matches, and I reached out to him on Instagram, like way back in the day. And he was telling me that he's taken some fights in China, and that he's going to come to the UFC, but he's going to do it the right way. And he did it the right way. He was smart. Like, some guys jump in, but they don't have a ground game yet. They jump in, they don't have defense yet, but they just feel like, oh, I'm going to learn a few things, and I'm just going to use my kickboxing.
How did I get here? I thought about it. I don't know. That's the main thing. I don't know.
It's a level of belief that the world or the universe just make it happen. That's how we got here.
The Kelvin Gastelum Stylebender fight was a shootout.
Best title fight for me I've ever watched. Ever.
It's one of the best fights of all time.
Has to be.
It has to be. And when you see Stylebender get rocked in the first round and dropped, you're like, holy shit.
I think it's the best thing that happened to him.
It's a good thing.
I think it's a good thing. For career-wise and going forward, it's a good thing he faced a little adversity. We see that he's not going to get hit and crumble.
Mm-hmm.
You got one. You got a special dude in Stylebender. And how good is Kelvin?
God damn, he's tough.
How fast are his fucking hands?
Tough. He's so fucking tough. And even after all that, I mean, Stylebender was teeing off on him in that 5th round. And Kelvin is finding a way to survive. I'm
he
like,
has a great
this
chin.
is incredible.
Stylebender's face looked like he was allergic to shellfish. Did you see his face? Look at his face. Halfway the 4th round. What the fuck is happening right now?
Man. He was in a war. Kelvin hit him with some bombs, man.
Bombs.
Yeah.
But I think it's good we saw Adesanya get hit, get knocked down. We saw him get taken down.
Yep.
We saw what happens when he's off his back. Looked pretty fucking good. His triangle, his transitions.
He had him locked up in a triangle.
He had him locked up.
Who knows what the fuck would have happened if that was early in the fight and they were dry.
So I think that fight for Stylebender checked all the boxes. But also, what's great about this is Kelvin's stock doesn't go down.
No.
If anything, like I'd watch that guy fight whenever.
And let's be honest, he's really a welterweight.